You think it's just a glance, just curiosity, just a passing thought. But that's how it begins. What seems light becomes heavy. What seems small grows and takes on proportions you can no longer control. Lust doesn't scream. It whispers. It doesn't invade. It slips in. First through the eyes, then through the mind. And before you even realize it, it's taken hold of your heart. Lust isn't just a sin, it's a prison. It promises satisfaction, but delivers emptiness. It offers pleasure, but steals your peace. How many men started with a simple slip and ended up losing everything? Great men. Intelligent, respected, successful men. They all fell, not because they were weak, but because they underestimated what they were facing. Lust doesn't just destroy the man, it destroys everything around him. It ruins his marriage, it corrodes his family, it poisons his soul. It blinds him to the woman God gave as a gift, blinds him to her worth, her beauty, her mission at his side. A man consumed by lust doesn't see his wife as a partner, but as an obligation. He doesn't honor her, doesn't protect her, doesn't admire her. He sees only what her body shows, never what her soul carries. And when that happens, he begins to lose himself. He starts searching outside for what he already had within. He starts trading purpose for pleasure, covenant for appearance, eternity for moments, and he believes no one else is affected but himself. But they are, because a father who doesn't control his eyes raises sons who can't control their impulses. A husband, distracted by other women, teaches his daughters that men can't be trusted. A man led by the flesh will never be able to lead his home in the spirit. Lust doesn't only destroy the one who falls, it drags down the ones who love him most. You think you're living normally, that everything's under control, but deep down you feel it. Something's wrong. Satisfaction doesn't come. Guilt increases. Connection fades. Time passes, but the heart stays empty. And even when you have everything, a home, a wife, healthy children, a job, you still feel something's missing. That's lust lying to you, making you believe that what God gave isn't enough, convincing you to search in other sources when the true source is in heaven. The life you long for isn't in the next video, the next message, or the next night. It's in self-control, in surrender, in the awareness that you are not a slave to the flesh. You are a son of God. You weren't made to crawl after cheap pleasure. You were created to build, to protect, to lead, to love. But for that, you must win the cruelest battlefield, your mind. Cut off access, close the doors, guard your eyes. What you see, you desire. What you desire, you feed, and what you feed grows. Victory starts with the choice not to look, not to click, not to search, not to allow. You don't need the world's approval, you need heaven's. When you reject what destroys, you make room for what builds. When you let go of illusion, you rediscover the truth. And that truth will free your mind, purify your vision, and restore your heart. You can't expect to grow if you keep feeding on trash. Your mind needs cleansing. Your spirit needs strength. And your strength will come from what you consume. It's not just about stopping what's wrong, it's about starting what's right. Replace the feed with the word. Replace endless scrolling with moments of prayer. Replace cheap entertainment with testimonies that renew you. Fill yourself with content that fuels your purpose, because what feeds you shapes you. And a man shaped by God is not led by instinct, but by calling. But maybe your biggest issue isn't desire, it's emptiness. Empty men are easy targets. Where there's no mission, there's distraction. Where there's no focus, there's temptation. You need to live with purpose, move, train, study, serve, work, create. Buildings, surround yourself with men who challenge you to grow. Seek a mentor, set goals, pursue your mission. Because a man busy with purpose doesn't have time for distraction. You weren't called to survive your days. You were called to conquer them. Your home needs you awake. Your wife needs you present. Your children need you whole. and God is ready to raise you up, but He can't raise a man who's still hugging his chains. Let them go. Reject the shallow life. Abandon secret vices. Break the cycle of falling. Decide today to live in a way that honors the one who called you. You are more than your mistakes, more than your failures, more than your desires. You are a spiritual warrior, and your greatest battle is against yourself. But if you conquer yourself, no one else can bring you down. A man who rules over his flesh will rule over his home. A man who honors his covenant honors God. A man who says no to what destroys is saying yes to the life he's always dreamed of living. Lust has no power when you let it starve. It feeds off your gaze, your curiosity, your distraction. Cut off its air, let it suffocate, and then you'll see clearly what it's been stealing from you all along. You'll see your wife with new eyes. You'll see your children as a miracle. You'll look in the mirror and recognize yourself again. The man who conquers himself is the man who changes the world. And that man can be you.